You see, you are never meant to find peace in women, girls, or anything outside of you. I mean, this may sound controversial, but women are not supposed to give you peace. Because gentlemen, peace was never meant to come from outside in. It is always built from inside out. From your daily discipline, your daily devotion, your daily duty, and your daily alignments. So, when a man starts seeking peace from anything external, be it a woman in this case of discussion, he makes that external thing responsible for what only God, meditation, and self-respect can provide. So here is the trap. If you look for a woman to be your peace, she becomes your drug. Because gentlemen, anything external that becomes your emotional oxygen will eventually suffocate you. Alright, so I am a victim of over-investing, a victim of passion, a victim of obsession, and a victim of self-sabotage. You see, my physical awareness of having an addictive personality kept me away from drugs, cigarettes, and other distractions. But, my lack of intellectual and emotional awareness quietly got me addicted to success and romance time and time again. I have constantly and consistently found myself getting addicted to emotional and intellectual drugs. And chances are, if you are watching this, you are an addict too. Just not to substance, but to your thoughts and emotions. And yes, of course, just like every other piece of addiction, you are paying for it daily with your inner peace. So today, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, I talk no motivation, I give you no dating tips or life advice. I'll just try and share one thing, the one thing that is very close to me. Yes, how to emotionally detach and how to build that emotional discipline. How to stop being a man who's always feeling trapped in his thoughts, ideas, fantasies, and feelings. How to become that one man who's actually present and living. Let's get into it. My name is Mayank Bhattacharya. This is Men's Essentials. Let's roll. Okay, so first thing first, what is a simp? Who is a simp really? Well, gentlemen, a simp is not just a man who worships women. A simp is a man who loses authority over his own emotions. So, broadly speaking, he just does not simp for her. He also simps for hustle, he also simps for muscle, he also simps for perfection and outcomes. Because, gentlemen, a simp is not weak. He's just a man with unregulated emotions. He's just a man with no self-identity. So what he does in this case is he starts attaching his identity to his results, to his relationships, to his body, to his success, and to his ambition. And when any one of these start fluctuating, when any one of these starts becoming a bit more inconsistent, so does the simp. Because gentlemen, a simp does not choose. A simp always reacts. He overthinks, he overattaches, and he overgives. Not from strength or abundance though, but from fear and scarcity. Yes, fear of being average, fear of being unseen, fear of being unloved, and fear of being unimportant to the whole civil society. Which then brings me to the part 2 of this video. Why does a simp, or why do you and I get emotionally overly attached to thoughts, ideas, or this cute girl in discussion? You see, the truth is men don't get attached because they are weak. We get attached because we don't know how to self-regulate at our own pace and speed. So instead of understanding our emotions, we start chasing stimulation. Work becomes our escape, gym becomes our escape, women becomes our escape, and dopamine becomes our only insurance. Anything and everything extreme becomes our only source of identity. Because gentlemen, we need to understand this, that we don't get attached because she is magical. We get attached because we lack the emotional center, we lack the emotional middle, we lack the emotional grounding. We swing from nothing to obsession, calm to chaos, interest to addiction. Because nobody taught us how to sit still by ourselves. I mean, the top 1%, the extreme high performers, they don't break from the workload. They break from the internal pressure. They break from their emotional and intellectual distress. So then comes the question, the part 3 of the video, of how do you find your emotional balance? What can we do right now to ground ourselves and stop spiraling like a poor simp in the process? Well, to put things simply, here is the piece. Ambition is not the problem. Addiction to the intensity of your ambition is. Your interest in gym, sports, or fitness wasn't meant to destroy you. Your ambitious career and work wasn't meant to consume you. Your interest in women, love, relationships, and social dynamics wasn't supposed to define you. Your path to self-improvement wasn't meant to imprison you. I mean, if something that was meant to add life is now draining it, you are clearly misusing it. And my dear gents, here is how you restore the balance. The very first thing you do is reclaim your access. Ask yourself this one question daily whenever you see yourself getting into the spiral of anxiety and overwhelm. Is this fulfilling me or is it controlling me? And if you feel obsessed, restless, agitated, angry and unstable, the over-attachment has replaced your mighty purpose. Train stillness, silence and rest like how you would train your work. Because we the modern men know how to grind, we all know how to hustle, we all know how to muscle our way into success and glory. But what we aren't and what we don't learn very well in this age of social media is the art of staying still and totally detaching. Because if you can't sit quietly all by yourself, you are enslaved to stimulation. And it is this overstimulation that keeps you overtly attached. Silence is your rehab, my friend. You have to learn to stay still and stay silent, far away from this world of information and media. 3. Most important, reduce but don't escape. If there is a thing where you would see yourself investing a lot more, do less of it but don't escape it. If you see yourself working out a little too much, do less of it, just don't stop going to the gym altogether. Number 4, start the detachment practice. Do one thing daily without chasing any results. For no productivity, for no outcomes, just for the sheer fact of being present and accepting of it. This, my friend, this practice is reprogramming. This is how you retrain your mind. Now, for example, this channel, this English channel and badminton are 2 things I do just for the sheer fun of it. Which then brings me to the mighty part 4. You see, you are never meant to find peace in women, girls or anything outside of you. I mean, this may sound controversial, but it is a hell of a lot more deeper than being just stupid controversy. Women are not supposed to give you peace, and neither is money, muscle, status, work, success, achievements or anything. Because gentlemen, peace was never meant to come from outside in. It is always built from inside out. From your daily discipline, your daily devotion, your daily duty and your daily alignments. So when a man starts seeking peace from anything external, be it a woman in this case of discussion, he makes that external thing responsible for what only God, meditation and self-respect can provide. So here is the trap. If you look for a woman to be your peace, she becomes your drug. If you look for work to become your peace, it becomes a prison. If you look to fitness or sports for peace, it becomes your obsession. If you look to success and status for your peace, it becomes your anxiety. Because gentlemen, anything external that becomes your emotional oxygen will eventually suffocate you. Which then brings me to the last and probably the most conclusive end to this simping piece. You see, if you want true emotional freedom, if you want to build a true emotional discipline, you have to start investing into things that are much bigger than you and your identity. You have to start investing in things that are much larger than your emotions and feelings. And this is why meditation works. This is why prayer works. This is why religion works, spirituality works, and this is why, my friend, silence works. I mean, it teaches you the very fact that you are not your mind, you are not your feelings, you are not your thoughts, you are not your ideas. You are not your desires. And it is this belief, it is this experience that humbles a man. For a man who bows internally, for a man who is humble internally, is unshakable from the external world. So, my friend, let me leave you with this. Attachment is not love. Because attachment is fear wearing romance as disguise. Attachment is fear asking something outside of you to make you feel whole. And it is this attachment that becomes weakness when it comes from emptiness or scarcity as a whole. Because love only becomes strength when it comes from abundance, my friend. Love cannot be scarce. Love cannot be overtly attached. A disciplined man does not stop feeling. He just stops bleeding internally. He no longer searches for relief in people because he builds a life where silence doesn't scare him, loss doesn't break him, and failures don't erase him. Because he's a man who's rooted beyond the outcomes. Become that man. Not hard, not arrogant, not detached, but centered, grounded, humble, and anchored to his life. Now all of this may hurt some of you, as it rightfully should. Because what kind of growth is it if it doesn't sting you fair trade. Now, in case you're still stuck in this phase of life and you would want my personal help, do not forget to reach out to me on my email. We can schedule a consultation and we can guide you through the process of finding yourself, reinventing yourself and building yourself from the very ground zero. But for now, I'll take your leave. I'll get back to work. I'll keep making more videos. Don't forget to use the code Hind10 if you would want to try out our sexy new polos, shirts and all the other things you can find at teamvbasics.com. Dress sharp, stay strong and stay grounded, my friend. My name is Mayank Bhattacharya. Thanks a lot for watching. Jai Hind. Take care.